Hey, hey everyone. Welcome to this mid-May monthly opinions of the Sonic the Hedgehog comic book and franchise. As you just saw, and I do apologize for the fact that it was about 40 minutes. I had to get a lot off my chest, talk about, give my own details and everything on it. So, yeah, I do apologize for that. And take your time with it if you haven't already. I probably will put that in the description. Take your time with this video. Overall, though, like I said in 281, I like the fact that we get a little bit more backstory for Bunny, and we find out that she basically did have a real last name. It wasn't Bunny Rabbit like we thought it was going to be. It's Bunny Rabot. I, I know, and I know some people are thinking, you know what, that Rabot almost sounds like Lubbo from X-Men. Yeah, I think maybe that's why it's a Rabo. So it's Bunny Rabo. So I like the fact that we got that there. And that we find out the only reason she's been called Rabot is because it was a nickname originally given to her out of other kids teasing her because of the fact that she was half robot. She was half cybernetic. So overall, though, I like the fact that we have a bit more backstory as to what her last name was and basically why she has this connection with Tails and vice versa. And again, like I said at the towards the end of that, or towards the end of that review, I like the fact that the one thing they did change, which I think a lot of people will agree is a good change, is Tails doesn't look at her as an aunt anymore. He looks at her as a big sister. So you kind of got a brother sister dynamic there, and you basically uh, um, you basically kind of cement um, a relationship between the two where each other is always going to have each other's, well, one's going to have the other's back. Well, it's like, hey, you mess with this person, you're messing with me. It's like, you hurt my big sister, you're messing with her brother. Or you hurt my little brother, you're messing with his big sister. Things like that. So I like that dynamic. I really do. I really do. And I know some people might say, well, doesn't that make everybody else like brother and sister? Which would explain why no relationships. Not particularly, but you kind of get the idea. For someone like Tails, reality-wise, you kind of see that. Dulcie's design, like I said in the review, I like it. I like the fact that it's kind of like almost on human proportion because think about it. You know, I'm 5'8", and I've been around people, I've worked with people, I've met people that are taller than me, and let's just say that's basically like what the freedom fighters are. Excuse me. That's what the freedom fighters are to Dulcie. She's basically like a Shaquille O'Neal, Big Show like size, and the freedom fighters are like 5'8", 5'6" individuals looking up to her. Except for Big, who's probably around that 6 foot range, or 6 foot and a half, whatever you call it. So I like the fact that we get. I like the fact that they gave her her redesign still makes her basically tall, but it's still the same Dulcie. It's still the Dulcie that we've known before. So I do like that, and I do like the fact that they gave her horns. I think they gave her horns towards the towards her final appearances in the original. I'm not really totally sure yet on that, or the original comic. They may have. I'm not really sure, but if not, I do like the horn design because dragons are supposed to have horns, I guess, and in Chinese culture, I guess that's the case. So I did like that dynamic a lot, and I like the fact that they're starting to add in the fact that certain teams are going to be very new to a situation, and I like this character. And this one character they had, this Jinna, the tiger character. It does kind of her character does plant the seeds for you know certain egg soldiers or egg bosses getting away from Eggman and going and doing the right thing. To me, when I see that, it kind of takes a page out of G.I. Joe the movie. Because in G.I. Joe the movie, we see a character named Mercer, I think that's his name. He's an ex-Cobra Viper, and he's joined G.I. Joe. So I like that. I like that dynamic there. I like that dynamic that they have with this Jinnah, the Tiger character. Now, overall, like I said, both stories I thought are good, and I do recommend picking them up. Um, as far as the rest of the issues go, I know that 282 is going to be the continuation of Wings of Fire, the main story, and I think we're getting a Knuckles side story, Knuckles and Amy side story, to coincide with their full-part Sonic Universe arc that they're getting in the next few months. So I like the fact that we're getting close to the beginning of the end. Now, one thing I will mention with the comic is, I know a lot of people like myself are not happy with the delays they're getting. We are appreciative that those that probably do get the issue physically, if not digitally, we are appreciative at the fact that you're at least uploading it for us to read and catch up on until we physically get our issues. So on behalf of those like myself that have to wait for our physical copies, I do I sincerely say thank you for that, because it is appreciated. Now, as far as Panic in the Sky goes, I know a lot of people are not too thrilled at the fact that it's going to be towards the end of the year. And I know a lot of people will probably think maybe Archie had this planned. If that was the case, they would have had it planned for all the other issues, for all the other comics. Now, I'm not saying they don't have it planned or didn't have it planned. I don't really know. But the fact that we're getting 281 now in May, the fact that we're getting 282 in June, and 283 in July, and that 284 is in August, 285 is in September, 286 is in October, and 287 is in November, around those time ranges anyway. I can understand frustration because on both ends, because with the fans, we were expecting it to be in the summer. For Archie Comics, they were hoping this would be the big summer event for one of the best-selling comics. But obviously that's not the case. Now, as I've mentioned before, and I'll mention again, I believe, in my opinion, that if Archie Comics knew they were going to be moving into another location, they should have given the fans a heads up. They should have given the fans a heads up as to what was going to happen, what was going to happen, what was occurring. They should have let us as subscribers know, hey, it might be a delay in both the physical and digital issues because we're moving equipment and everything into a new location. Had they let us know that at the beginning, like I said, had they let us know that at the beginning of their relocation, I'm pretty sure a lot of us would have been better ready for it. We would have been more understanding of it. Now, we know that that's not the case. If you look at it maybe from Archie Comics' point of view, yeah, you can understand they're a little disappointed. Maybe the fact that they can't meet the deadline the way they originally wanted to. I mean, take a look. I mean, nothing. I mean, here's the thing. I've had, a lot of us, like myself and others, have had our issues with Ian, but I'm pretty sure Ian Flynn's not too happy with the fact that this big magnum opus finale that he's had for this near 2-year run, a 2-year arc, it's been going on since 252. Excuse me, 252, which is entering its 30th month next month. I'm sure he's frustrated. I am sure he is frustrated. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Anyway, it might be a blessing in disguise too. Maybe he gives him more time to look over things, edit things, maybe make corrections. It might be a blessing. I don't know. But overall, hopefully this will not happen again as time goes on. I mean, for me to get an email to have to reply back again, and then this time get a reply from the subscription manager explaining the issue, that's not very good. And again, if I'm Archie Comics, I do what I have to do to make sure this doesn't happen again. So hopefully they fix things and nothing will happen. Now we may or may not get an explanation as to why this happened. Whether it was a malfunction on the printers, a miscommunication, lack of pay, we don't know. But maybe someday we'll find out. I don't know. But hopefully this won't happen again. And all I could say is, maybe to make up for it, maybe Ian Flynn, to make up for it, will make sure that this whole saga that we've been going on for the past 2 years, is going to end on a high note. So we'll just have to wait 2.5 years. We'll end on a high note, but we'll just have to wait and see. Overall, as far as Sonic Universe arcs go, I mean, I've already explained what I would like to see, because I think there's reasoning behind it, but I would like to know what you guys would like to see as well. Going on beyond the comics, well, staying in the comics, we do still get the digest coming in. We do have the digest happening. We do have the first Sonic Boom graphic novel coming out, which is, I'm guessing, going to comprise of the first 3 or 4 issues. So you're probably looking at, graphic novel wise, you're looking at maybe, I'd say at least 2 graphic novels, and that's about it. 2 graphic novels. So that'll be interesting. I know we got some new other graphic novels coming this year as well. We just don't know about them yet. I know some are planned for next year. I mean, in fact, if you look on Amazon.com and type in Sonic graphic novels, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So overall, comic book wise, it looks like things are getting back on pace, or getting back on schedule. Probably not the way a lot of people were hoping they would. Now, going beyond that, looking at the Sonic 25th anniversary, there's a lot being planned going into E3 and San Diego Comic-Con. We do understand from what TSSZ has reported and Tails Channel has reported, that we're going to get Sonic's presence in a big way at both E3 and San Diego Comic-Con. E3 I can understand from a game perspective. San Diego Comic-Con I can understand from an Archie comic perspective, and perhaps even a teaser trailer perspective for the movie coming out in 2018. So I can expect that, and maybe the San Diego Comic-Con will give us a better idea of what the movie's going to be like, character-wise, what Sonic characters will be in the movie. Is it going to be totally game-based? Is it going to be somewhat inspired by the comics and SatAM? We'll find out. But I do know I do believe we'll probably get a teaser trailer for the movie at San Diego Comic-Con as well. And maybe we'll get more of an idea of what's to come in 2017 as to what story arcs and such Archie Comics is going to have planned moving forward in the main comic as well as in universe. So overall, I think, in the next few months, especially with E3 and San Diego Comic-Con, we're definitely going to get a lot of Sonic news coming out, and it might be some Sonic news we're going to love to talk about. We do know that the next Olympics game is coming out next month. The 3DS version is out, but the next one for like the Wii U is coming out next month, and I'll probably get my hands on that as well. Um, as far as Sonic Boom goes, the cartoon series, I do know they're working on a second season, and as I've said, I'm still sticking by my guns. I hope they put in the Lustful Milk Gang, at least maybe for Amy, in this season, because if you're trying to make Sonic Boom a little bit more toony and everything, you got to go with that. You have to go with that for at least Amy's character, at least for one episode. But we'll wait and see. But even if that's not the case, hopefully this new season of Sonic Boom will not just be comprised of episodes that are two 11-minute short stories, but hopefully they'll also start giving us some full-length 22-minute episodes as well, and maybe give us a story arc to go with them. But we'll wait and see. Um, and maybe we might get an appearance. Maybe we'll get a boom of appearance by Sally or Bunny or any of the Freedom Fighter characters from Saturday M in the comic. But again, we have to wait and see what they do. I do know we're getting Silver's debut, I believe, and maybe we'll get Blaze down the line as well. But again, we'll have to wait and see what they got planned for season 2. Um, but overall, you know, it looks like the Sonic comics really going to hopefully get back on schedule in the next few months. Panic in the Sky, from the synopsis and everything, sounds like it's going to be really good, especially the final 2 issues. And hopefully we'll find out more of what they got planned for 2017 as far as the main comic and the universe spin-off goes. And perhaps we might get another Sonic spin-off comic with the Mega Drive series. We'll just have to wait and see. Um, but that's all I'm going to say as far as my opinions and thoughts on the Sonic the Hedgehog comic book and franchise.